Okay, guys, I got kicked off. Now I'm back on. So we're going to look at this part D. The horror movies was I put 5 out of 100 because it was 5%. And then we would just have to simplify it. So we know that 5 divided by 5 would be 1. Excuse me. 100 divided by 5 would be 20. So 1 out of 20, or horror movies were 1/20th of all the movies that were rented during a month. Okay, so we put 1/20th over here. Okay, now this part right here, this is important. To write a percent, to write a fraction as a percent, find the equivalent fraction with 100 as the denominator. The numerator indicates the percent. Isn't that easy? So we've got 6/8. We want to write that fraction as a percent. Well, 6/8, we know, is not in its simplest form. So if we divide by 2, we could get 3/4, right? And then look what they did right here. They looked at 4 and said 4 times 25 is 100. And so 3 times 25 is 75. And so it's 75%. Wasn't that easy? So now look at this one. We have express 9/12 as a percent. Okay. Well, first, I think we need to simplify that. Aren't those both divisible by 3? 9 divided by 3 would be 3. 12 divided by 3 would be, oh, sorry, I wrote the answer, would be 4. Okay. And then we need to set it up where it's equal to 100. So 4 times what is 100? 4 times 25. If you don't know that, you can divide it. And then 3 times 25 would be 75. So that would be 75%. You see? Okay. Now on your next page, that would be page 360. This example at the top says Mitch made 12 out of 40 shots during the championship game. What percent of his shots did Mitch make? So he did 12 out of 40, right? So they simplified 12/40ths by dividing by 4. See, it says they divided by the greatest common factor, 4. So 3 divided by 4 would be, or 12 divided by 4 would be 3, and 40 divided by 4 would be 10. Now they need an equivalent fraction where 100 is the denominator. So 10 times 10 gives you 100, so 3 times 10 is 30. 30 over 100 is 30%. So 30% is what he did of his shots he made. Okay, let's see if we've got it. Alana spelled 19 out of 25 words correctly. What percent of the words did Alana spell correctly? So 19 out of 25. Can we simplify that? Excuse me. No, because 19 is prime. And we also know that 25 times 4 is going to give us 100, isn't it? So 19 times 4 is going to give us that answer. So 9 times 4 would be what? 36. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3 would be 7. So we would have 76 over 100, which would be 76%. If it's a percent, you've got to be sure you've got those percent signs. Okay, let's take a look at the guided practice. Express each percent as a fraction. So we're going from percent to fraction. So percent, first thing we do is we put it over 100, right? Then, can we simplify that? Absolutely. 15 is divisible by 5, 100 is divisible by 5. So 15 divided by 5 would give us 3. And 25 divided by 5 or 100 divided by 5, sorry, would give us 20. So 3/20ths would be your simplest form. Okay, how about this one? 80 over 100. That's going to simplify. If we divide by 10, would be just 8/10, right? But we could also divide by 2, couldn't we? If we divide by 2, 8 divided by 2 would give us 4, and 10 divided by 2 would give us 5. Now, could we have divided here by 20? Absolutely. We sure could have. I'm going to get right here. So 33% is 33 over 100. And is that going to be in simplest form? I believe it is. Let's look at the express each fraction as a percent. 3/10. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They've got it divided into 10 parts, so that tells me that this whole thing is 100%, right? So if they shaded 3, wouldn't that be 30%? Okay. Right here we have 3/20ths. We need to set it up where it's equal to 100. 20 times 5, 3 times 5 would give you 15. And what percent is that? 15%. Okay. Let's go to 7. Elsa ran 7 out of 10 days. What percent of the days did she run? Okay, so she ran 7 out of 10. 10 times 10 is 100. So 7 times 10 would be 70. 70 over 100 would be 70%. Right here. How can you generate equivalent forms of fractions and percents to show them as equal parts of the same whole? Okay. How can you generate equivalent forms of fractions and percents to show equal parts of the same whole? I want you to think about that. Think about that for a second. Wouldn't this have something to do with making your fraction have a denominator of 100 and percents being out of 100? So you fill that part in, and then you would be going to the next page, which would be 361, which would be your homework page. Okay, so you're going to do problems 1 through 13. I know you're going to do well, and send me messages if you have questions. Okay, and I'll get this video up for you.